Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HylianBandicoots with me, Ethan, and
Hello, I'm Nick.
me. So today we're going to be doing our E3 recap of 2015. E3's long done now. It was last week. It was a great week. It was a great week. It was a great time. I
Pretty.
unfortunately had an English exam on the Friday morning and neglected the revision in favour of big corporate people coming out and talking to me about games that I'm probably not going to buy. So this recap's going to be mainly focused on Nintendo's E3 digital event, 2015 E3 video game event conference, digital conference. A lot of people, the general consensus about this digital event was negative. You can see on screen the 9,000 like to 11,000 dislike ratio on the digital event video. So let's just delve right in. But before we do, I just want to briefly talk about other E3 things as well, because I'm going to focus it on Nintendo because that's what I know the most about. But I did watch all of the other conferences apart from the PC gaming one because it was like 2.5 hours and I couldn't be arsed. The Battlefront trailer, which I've talked about Battlefront on the channel before, so might as well sacrifice a part of this video to that. They showed gameplay which was actually captured from a PlayStation 4. You can see it on screen right now. We saw Hoth, and we also did see what I believe is either Tatooine or Jakku, with Admiral Akbar popping up on screen giving you mission commands, which was fucking amazing. But this is what we saw in Sony's event, I believe. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was EA's event, I think. The graphics look absolutely fucking amazing. It looks like a film. Like I can't believe that this game is actually real. But then again, it could just be a vertical slice that's been tampered with heavily to look better. But it did say that it was captured straight from a PS4, so they are going to be getting a big slap on the wrists if this game comes out and it doesn't look this good. I'm not going to be able to run this game on a computer, so I'm either going to have to update my graphics card or get my brother to get it on the PlayStation 4 and just play it on that. But it looks absolutely amazing. It looks more film-like as well than Battlefront 2, because Battlefront 2 was just snow equals Hoth, and to be fair it does, but this one has more of the trenches, more of the and I know Battlefront 2 did have the trenches and shit, to be fair, but this one just looks more, it looks like you're playing a diorama, so it just looks fucking amazing. One thing that I did think was nice and notable as well is you can see a Rodian, which is the species that Greedo is from Star Wars. You can actually play as that species, which is just fucking brilliant. I want to be a Rodian. I want to be a Rodian so freaking bad.
Rhodey,
Might start again now. No, I think I'm gonna carry on. But so what do you think about this video, Nick? Have you seen the Battlefront gameplay trailer?
I didn't actually see the Battlefront game for today.
Well, just make it up in your mind and just tell me what you thought,
It
okay?
looks amazing. Oh, to be fair, a lot of the E3 I ended up missing because I was asleep because it was such fucking like it's unfortunate. It's such bollocks time for fucking UK, and I had fucking
Yeah.
college, didn't I? Because it's stupid shit. So a
Yeah.
lot of E3 I ended up missing.
Yeah.
But what I did catch was
Well, you'll be able to. You didn't see a lot of the Nintendo one, so you'll be able to pitch in at that point. But yeah, basically, oh, you can see the Rodian here on screen now. Basically, it looks amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what other species you can be, because obviously, like, the Rebel Alliance wasn't restricted to humans. You know, there's loads of different people, like Neon Num's race. I can't remember what race that is, but Neon Num's race, we've already seen that. And obviously, at the end, they showed the heroes as well, with Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader. So cool, so cool. I drool. And I don't go to school. Right, so without further ado, just briefly before I move on to the Nintendo conference, other notable things that I saw at E3 include there's a game called Unraveled, which is a side-scrolling platformer that looks amazing. The guy who came out to promote it on the Xbox event was shaking, which was pretty funny, but also like I felt wrecked for him. He must have been really nervous, but yeah, that game looks great. Also, Below from Cappy Games is a game that I've been waiting for absolutely ages. We saw more of that, and it looks fucking amazing, and I can't wait to play it. That's going to be coming out before the end of 2015, if not January 2016. But I cannot wait for that game because it looks like Zelda mixed with Dark Souls, like, and it's just one of those games where you want to put your headphones on and just delve into the world and just like play it. And it's also got Jim Guthrie doing the soundtrack once again, who did the soundtrack for Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, and that's a fucking amazing
He made
soundtrack.
the entire Sword and Sorcery game, didn't he?
Well, he did the music and Cappy Games like developed it. I don't actually
Well, yeah, but
directly know, but
wasn't it his? It was his vision though.
well, possibly, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably,
back on
yeah,
track.
actually, yeah. But
Back on track.
it's the same. It's the same.
It's that dude.
It's the
He's pretty
same.
genius.
Yeah, and it's the same like tag team that made that game and is making this game, and it just looks amazing because like the gameplay style really reminds me of like top-down Zelda games. Um, and I just can't wait to play that game. Uh, so hopefully that comes out before the end of the year, but if not, I don't mind because it's going to be coming out early 2016. But also there's a game called Cuphead as well, which looks like 1930s sort of Disney animation. I put on Twitter Steamboat Willie the game. Um, Make sure to follow us on Twitter at HBandicoots, by the way, because I do post gaming tweets all the time. I was live tweeting through all of like the press conferences and stuff. So, but yeah, all those games look great. Well, I'm just trying to think if there's any other games that I really liked. I liked all the games. I liked I can't think of the name of it at the minute, but Horizon. That's it. The one that they showed at the Sony conference, the new Sony IP made by the people who make Killzone. Horizon. That game looks great. Sadly, there was no Crash Bandicoot this year. We shared a single tier for Crash, but I think next year is I think next year's the 25th anniversary of Crash Bandicoot, or it's probably the 20th actually, isn't it? If
PlayStation 1, so
I'm looking at the game. 1996, yeah. The original came out in 1996, so it'll be the 20th anniversary next year, as somebody pointed out on Twitter. So we could see a game next year. To be honest with you, I don't even really want a new game. Like, I would be happy to have HD remakes of the original 3 games because they were the best. But I don't know whether that'll happen. But I just like I think they must have something planned for Crash, because if not, like why don't they just put him in Skylanders or something, because Activision have that IP, so why don't they just put him in Skylanders so that more people buy Skylanders for Crash, because I'd buy Skylanders for Crash if it had a Crash in it. So, and that's what they did with Spyro, like when they started off Skylanders they put Spyro in it, so I think they must have something like in the works. But IDK lad, IDK, what do you have any thoughts on the Crash matter?
I'd love to see a new Crash game, to be honest. Sucks there wasn't much. I would, to be fair, chucking that bad boy in Skylanders would just chuck some attraction towards it.
The Skylanders gameplay style is pretty, and this
I haven't
time they're doing like a
seen much about
they're doing
it,
like a fucking
fair.
racing game with Skylanders now, you know. But we'll get into that more when we're in the Nintendo, looking at the Nintendo event, because there was some heavy shit mentioned in that regarding Skylanders. But yeah, the rest of the E3 was great. Saw a lot of great games. Obviously, The Last Guardian was finally revealed. Uncharted 4 demo was fucking amazing. Again, that looks like a film. I'm getting another Skype call, so I'm going to decline that. Alex Morris ruined the whole video. Now we're going to have to start again. See you next time, guys. No, I joke again. Right, let's go on to the digital event. Now, the general consensus, as I already said, online, is that Nintendo failed like at E3. Most people were disappointed at E3. And I agree that the digital event was a little bit like underwhelming. You put the word right in my mouth, and that's why you're here, because you give me those adjectives which I just couldn't think of otherwise. Cynical Popcorn is now playing Melody's Escape. Enjoy that game.
I'm opening it for cards.
So yeah, basically, I think that Nintendo's E3 presence was. I think Nintendo at E3 was good if you factor in all 5 things that they did at E3, because people are sat there going, the digital event was shit. Like, But you have to remember the digital event wasn't the only thing that they did at E3. They did a bunch of different things. They did the Smash Brothers Direct on the Sunday, which started off the hype train of E3. Everybody was happy with that, despite Ryu and despite Ryu and Roy getting leaked beforehand. Like, it was still a great Direct, and they turned around and went, and that's available now, which was obviously the great now effect. So that was brilliant. And I'm looking forward, like, I'm not looking forward because it's out, but like, that was great to start off the Direct. Most people said that, like, some people were saying they should have kept that Smash Brothers bit at the start of the Nintendo digital event, like the main one. But to be fair, I can sort of understand why they released it early, because like, it gets people back on Smash Brothers and back on Nintendo games before E3 starts, so that's good. And obviously they don't want to announce all the Smash Brothers stuff at the start of the digital event and then have everyone not watching the rest of it because they're too busy downloading Ryu from the eShop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that was amazing. Like, and they did the Nintendo World Championships thing. Did you see any of that, Nick?
I actually think it was on when I was watching it.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot about it.
It was really good. It was obviously like harking back to the classic days. They showed a bunch of different games. Like, they showed Mario Maker in full effect. Some classic games. They debuted Blast Ball, which turned out to be Metroid Prime, part of Metroid Prime Federation Force Ball. I'll talk about that in a second. And yeah, it was a great event. Like, they invited some people themselves, and then some people earned their way up by like competing at Best Buy and stuff. And it was just a fun event, like a fun sporty esports event, casual esports, because it's not as hardcore obviously. But Egoraptor was actually in it as well, which is awesome. The only two people that I knew that were in it were Egoraptor and Jovenshire from Smosh Games. The rest of them I didn't know who any of them were, but Team Ego, but he lost unfortunately. But anyway, now onto the main shit. No, actually, not onto the main shit. As I was saying, there was 5 parts. If you factor in all 5 parts to the E3, so the digital event itself, the pre E3 Smash Brothers Direct, the NWC, also the Nindies at Home thing that they did. Like, this was an amazing thing for people that aren't at E3. They did a Nindies at Home event where basically you got to download event standard. You know, like at events they'll have like a vertical slice of a game ready to play.
Yeah.
They had 9 of those for indie games available on the eShop that you could just go and download. So I've downloaded all 9 of them. I've not had a chance to play any of them yet, but the plan was I was going to play them and then talk about them a bit in a separate video, but I might still do that, I'm not sure yet. But if you downloaded them, you got 15% off that game as well when it comes out, so that's like an amazing thing, because like, for people who aren't at E3 like me, and you, I imagine, well, I hope you didn't go anyway.
Nah, I was at E3, mate, don't worry about it.
Well, holy shit, that explains that very familiar face I saw in the audience of the
But I
Nintendo
slept
World
throughout the whole event
Championships.
still. I slept on the regular UK time, but I still was there.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah, GMT, innit?
Or British Standard Time, BST.
Big, sexy Nick.
BSN.
Yeah. Moving on.
But yeah, so that was an amazing thing for people that aren't at E3. They get sort of the E3 taste of new games that are coming out. So I thought that was great. And then finally they had the Nintendo Treehouse event, which was just live streams going through the whole of E3. And they...
I actually was gonna watch through those after the thing when I never got around to it, and then I kind of just forgot about them.
So I decided, like, I was gonna do the E3 post thing, like my thoughts on Nintendo's digital event, right after they'd done it. But I thought I'll wait until the week's over and then record it, because they sort of trickled out more information in the Treehouse. So that sort of like explains my main disappointment about the Direct. So let's just get into the digital event now. I keep calling it Direct, but it's called Nintendo's digital event. So, like, firstly, the actual, pardon me, I've got some really dirty burps going on tonight.
Dirty!
I just ate, like, some fig rolls, and I had a cup of tea, and, like, I ate some caramel waffles and stuff, so it's a little amalgamation of unhealthy foods in my stomach now. But,
banter in it.
so the way it was presented, they started off with amazing puppets of Iwata, Phil Zame, and Shigeru Miyamoto, like that was amazing. Like the way it was connected with Reggie and stuff. Like I really liked the way it was presented. That was fine because I actually preferred this style of thing to perhaps the way like Microsoft's conference or EA's conference was given, because they just have like corporate people coming out and giving market slurs, which just pissed me off after a while. Even like Aisha Tyler, who did the Ubisoft conference, did sort of piss me off after a while because like I don't know, it's just something cringy about them coming out and going, "This is the new exclusive model coming exclusively this fall to the PlayStation 4 video game console."
Exclusively.
That just pissed me off a bit after a while, so um, yeah, I was glad to have this sort of like having a bit of a laugh with it. Although, side note, I just want to give the award for the best presentation aspect in terms of speaker to the guy from Bethesda. I think his name is Todd. He came out and did like a little like he came out at multiple different events actually, but during the Bethesda conference it was the best because he was calm. He gave stuff about the game in concise manner. He didn't give market shit that you don't want to hear. And he just talked about the game and it was good, you know what I mean? So fair enough to him. But yeah, this was great. And to be honest, I don't really understand why people were disappointed with this conference because we got what we predicted. So like the main things we predicted were Star Fox, Animal Crossing Wii U, and Metroid Prime, a new
We
Metroid
didn't
game.
really get Animal Crossing Wii
Well,
U.
we sort of predicted Animal Crossing. I mean, it's in the thumbnail of the fucking video, so I put Tom Nook in the thumbnail of the prediction video. We did predict Animal Crossing Wii U, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but I mean, did was Animal
That's what I
Crossing?
mean. We pretty much got what we predict. Everyone, like the general consensus prediction was Star
Yeah,
Fox Wii U, Animal Crossing Wii U, and
probably actually.
a new Metroid Prime game. So like we pretty much got what we predicted, except we didn't get it in the way we wanted. But to be honest, I have some things to say about that. So let's just talk about Star
Beggars
Fox
can't be
first.
choosers.
Yep, beggars certainly can't be choosers. Star Fox Zero is what it's called. It looks good. It looks like a great game. Everyone was happy with this game. It does look awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing how the control scheme thingies with the Wii U, because you sort of have the Wii U as the first person perspective in the cockpit, and then on the screen it's sort of the cinematic view from third person. Um, Obviously, people don't like motion gimmicks generally, but I am actually up for this. Like, I'm up for playing this.
Do you realise up for it?
So I'm up for it. I'm really feeling it. Um, so yeah, I'm ready for playing this game, but I'm not amazingly hyped for it because at the end of the day, like it looks like Star Fox 64 but HD with like Wii U shit. It doesn't look like it's reinventing the wheel. You know what I mean? Like, and Star Fox is a great game series and everyone likes it, but
But if it ain't broke, don't hit.
compared to Mario and Zelda, like it's shit. I'm sorry, but so it's not like the massive shit of the year, but it's an amazing game and I'm definitely gonna get it. So that there's no problems there. The big problems get when we talk about alright, so they talked about this, the Skylanders Amiibo. Have you heard about this, Nick?
It's kind of, no.
So basically, there's a Skylanders and Amiibo crossover where they're releasing two Skylander figures, a Skylander of Bowser and a Skylander of Donkey Kong, and basically like they work as Amiibo, but they also work in the Skylanders game exclusively in the Wii U version of the Skylanders game. Loads of people were complaining about this, saying, "I don't give a shit about this. You know what I mean? What are you doing?" Like, but I think this is a great idea. To be fair, not that many people were pissed off about this. Like, I think it's a great idea. You're getting your value for money. I'm not going to get them because the figures look a bit stupid, I think. But fair enough. If you're into that, then that's great for you. And it's great that they're like uh, converging to Skylanders and appeasing both parties there. So what else was there? Next, we got a big announcement, which some people are negative about, I'm positive about, and that's Zelda Triforce Heroes. What do you think about Zelda Triforce Heroes? Have you seen it, Nick?
I got to the When I watched the conference, you didn't keep asking me if I've seen it. I was on and off watching it, but I watched from the point of Animal Crossing board game type crap.
Okay. So have you heard anything about Triforce Heroes then?
Nope.
Apart from what I
Uh,
said to you, because I did say a couple of things to you about it, didn't I?
you did tell
But
me a bit, but
basically, it's obvious. Well, everybody knows what it is already. But it's a three-player Force Hold style game. But
oh yeah, you
it's
told me about this actually.
focused on cooperative rather than like competing. That
So we need to get
because
this for fucking
yeah,
cheap.
because we're gonna get it and obviously play it. And if you're gonna get it, then let us know because we've got this two of us. Like we can have another person. You know what I mean? But some people said this game looks meh, and to be honest, this is like my main issue with the Direct is they didn't show enough of the new games that they released. Like, let's just come back to this. Like, this game looks great, but let's just jump into another thing. In Animal Crossing. Also Hyrule Warriors 3DS. I don't really give a shit about, by the way. That was already leaked previously. That's great for some people. I don't really care because I didn't play Hyrule Warriors enough on the Wii U to constitute a 3DS purchase. I thought it was a good game and I had fun with it, but I didn't. I spent like I didn't really spend a lot of time on it at all, so I don't really care. Metroid Prime Federation Force. Obviously, the game like this game was reacted to very, very negatively. A lot of people were like, "What the fuck is this game? Why the fuck have we got this? Nobody wants this." And honestly, like I do sort of have to. I don't understand the like why people are too negative about this game. Because in my mind, Nintendo are obviously working on a Metroid Prime game or another Metroid game behind closed doors. Whether another studio is working on it with them or what, I don't know. But it's pretty obvious that another Metroid game is in the works. But the Wii U is a doomed system, so we can't expect a new Metroid game on the Wii U because let's be honest, the Metroid game doesn't Metroid series doesn't even sell well anyway. So expecting a Metroid game on the Wii U is pretty like you have to like say to Nintendo, fair enough, because why would they want to send out a new Metroid game to die on the Wii U? So fair enough for them waiting off. I feel like a new Metroid game is in the works and it's going to come to NX, but fair enough for them not to them for not releasing a new game. But in terms of like Federation Force, I'm not too big of a fan of Metroid. Like I've played the original Metroid games. I've played the original Metroid. I've played Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion. I've not played Metroid Prime. That's a game I've yet to play. But Federation Force, like it's four-player co-op on the 3DS. Like the visuals just look uninspired. Like they just look boring to me, especially after looking at a lot of sci-fi games at E3, like sci-fi shooters like Halo and Doom and stuff like that. It just looks boring, to be honest. And it doesn't actually look that much like Metroid. Like nothing in the trailer other than the logo would point to it being Metroid for me. So they need to show a lot more Metroid themed things if they want to get like the fans enticed enough, because at the minute I don't really care, and I don't care for four-player online co-op either, because I'd rather do that on my computer than on my 3DS, because not enough of my friends have the 3DS system, you know what I mean? So like I don't really give a shit. It seems to me like this game, and I know they probably did have Metroid in mind when they were making it, but it seems to me like what's happened with this game is they looked at the Codename Steam, which came out, and Codename Steam got good reviews. It was a good game, but no one bought it. So it seems to me that they've turned around and gone, right, no one's going to buy this new IP, so let's just slap Metroid Prime on the title and call it a Metroid Prime game. But they've showed this is the same problem with Zelda Triforce Heroes for me, is the amount that they showed, like, and it's also the same for blah 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 blah. I don't know why I'm singing the Yoshi's Woolly World song because I'm talking about Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Again, a lot of people were pissed off about this game because it looked like Animal Crossing Wii U, and the way that the trailer happened as well. Like it showed at the Isabelle Amiibo scanned into the gamepad, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Animal Crossing Wii U! Oh my god, everyone guessed it, and everyone was right! Oh my god!" And then it turned out to be a fucking board game. Um, this is like the problem with this game is, and the problem in general, the theme that's between Zelda Triforce Heroes, Metroid Federation Force, and this game is they didn't show enough in the digital event, which is why people were pissed off. Like, Triforce Heroes looks amazing, but it's coming out in the fourth quarter of 2015. They showed gameplay of a couple of levels, like show a bit more because at the minute it looks like an eShop title. It doesn't look like there's enough content in the game for it to constitute a full purchase. Um, but it looks amazing, and I'm definitely going to get it regardless of the price. But I want to see more, and that game's supposed to be coming out like November or October or something. So why didn't they show more? I don't really understand why they didn't show more of that game in the Treehouse as well. Um, Metroid Prime Federation Force again is the same thing, but that game is coming out next year, early next year. So I suppose there's like more time for them to announce stuff for that. But Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, like this game is coming out soon, and they showed like a 1 minute trailer, and it looks like Mario Party but without the mini games, so it just looks fucking shit. Like, I'm excited for this game, like I want to play it, but this game certainly doesn't constitute a purchase. They should have elaborated on the fact that this game is not going to be, because later on we found out that this game, I've heard a couple of things about how this game is going to be released, because obviously there's amiibo figures coming out. So I've heard that it's going to be packed with 2 amiibo figures and 3 amiibo cards with the game, and maybe that will be like 40 quid or whatever. So you get the stuff as well as the game, because obviously the game's not worth regular retail price. I also heard from the BitBlock on Twitter that this game is free, but you need at least 1 amiibo to play it. So and if that's the case, then that's awesome. Like this game is, I'm completely fine with that. But they really should have elaborated on the pricing of this game, because it looks like so minimal in terms of content. So but I'm looking forward to playing it. In terms of people wanting Animal Crossing Wii U, obviously that was a disappointment. Like loads of people wanted Animal Crossing Wii U and we didn't get it. To be honest, looking in hindsight now, makes me wonder, I think maybe Animal Crossing Wii U is still in the works. Maybe it could be coming out next year as another swan song game for the Wii U as well as Zelda Wii U, because maybe they're getting all these amiibo out in the atmosphere, like the cards and the figures, before they release the new game next year. And also another thing is, like, this game, if Animal Crossing Wii U was coming out this year, it would be coming out pretty soon after New Leaf on the 3DS. So, like, have they had enough time to innovate and add more things to the game? You know what I mean? Like, it might just have been an HD version of New Leaf, which I would have been fine with and everyone else would have been, but maybe they want to add more into the game. So, maybe it's a bit too soon for another Animal Crossing title. And I got to admit, I'm a little disappointed as well, but ultimately, like, I was saying, like, I did sort of want a new Animal Crossing game, but at the same time, like, I'm alright with still having my New Leaf as my village, because, you've got to abandon all your village and stuff like that. So, I don't know, but and also Happy Home, which they showed on the 3DS, that game looked pretty minimalistic in terms of content, but they elaborated on that stuff, and it looks like a lot of stuff to do in that game. So, again, but that was something they needed to do, is elaborate on, like, how these games are going to be released, because Happy Homes, I don't know whether that game constitutes a full retail price, and Amiibo Festival definitely doesn't. So that was the problem, was elaboration, because if you look at the length of the event, it's 51 minutes. Like, all the other, like, conferences were like an hour and a half. Like, they could have taken the time to talk about each game. You know what I mean? Like, and I know the Treehouse event, which was running for the whole of week, gave demos on each of the games and talked about them more, which was great. But like, they didn't give enough information, in my opinion. Like, I still need to see more on Zelda Triforce Heroes, and I need to see more of each game. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it?
More, more,
I'm
more.
rambling on now, but what do you think, Nick?
Of the Animal
Animal
Crossing, well, not the
Crossing.
Animal Crossing, but yeah, the fucking ball game shit.
And also, like, yeah, just all the Animal Crossing stuff.
I don't know. I just don't really think they were. I think they just fucking, I think it's just Nintendo having a little bit of a giggle with the fucking fans, to be honest with you. Because to be fair,
Yeah.
what I look, when I put the stream on, it was like just at the start of it, so I was like, oh shit, Animal Crossing being confirmed for Wii U, and then I was just like, no.
Yeah.
So it's clearly just a bit of a fucking letdown troll.
Yeah, no, like that is the problem. Like everyone was expecting that, and they just didn't give them that. They gave them two spin-off games. So I don't know. I think the two games look good, but the reason everyone's hating on them is because obviously they didn't. That's not what they wanted. But I don't know. Like as I say, maybe they're just getting the amiibo out into the atmosphere before they release the full game. Um, but yeah, again, Pokemon Snap was not announced, which, if that game's not in development, then Nintendo are fucking retarded because all they want, they're really trying hard to prove why the Wii U needs the gamepad, and Pokemon Snap would be the perfect game for that. Like, so I really don't understand what's going on with that, but also I'm happy that Pokemon wasn't featured as a new game, like in terms of the main series, because as I said, that game series should have a year off now because Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby were fucking amazing. You know, you can take some time before the next main game comes out. Instead, in its place, they showed Yokai Watch, which is a game that's done really well in Japan. Fair enough, that game does look great, and obviously they're trying to give it publicity, which was fine. I'm not interested in that game, but there you go. They also showed a new Mario RPG game called Paper Jam, which combines the worlds from fucking hell, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, that series, and Paper Mario series. Again, that looks great, so no complaints there. Another great game, so you know. Um, Also a new Mario Tennis game for the Wii U. Great, that's awesome. And then they finalised with Super Mario Maker. Now, there's a bunch of different announcements for Super Mario Maker. The game looks amazing. I absolutely can't wait to play it. To be honest, I don't have much to say other than this game looks fucking amazing. It's probably my game of show. Oh my god, it was so good. Like, you know what I mean? This game just looks... Oh my god, it looks fucking amazing. And they announced that your amiibo will unlock 8-bit sprites of the different characters. So say I've got Link, I can scan in Link and then I'll get a little mushroom, and when Mario gets the mushroom he'll turn into Link from The Legend of Zelda. Like, that's fucking amazing. So that's really good usage of the amiibo, and it's gonna be compatible with a really big amount of amiibo as well, because they didn't elaborate on which amiibo are going to be compatible with it, but during a Treehouse stream I did see Isabelle was available, so that makes me think that all of the Animal Crossing series of amiibo figures coming out are going to be compatible, and probably most of the Smash Brothers ones. I hope Duck Hunt Duo is playable in the original Mario Brothers game. That would be fucking brilliant. But yeah, that game looks amazing. But the way they ended it was with a bunch of hipster fuckers playing accordions to the original Super Mario Brothers theme. No. No.
Nintendo won E3 because of that.
They should have ended it with
Nintendo winning E3 because of
I,
that.
I don't
They
know
did.
what they wanted to end it with, but to be fair, it did feel like a bit of an anticlimax at the end. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just the thing. Like, the general theme is like, elaborate
Anticlimax.
more, take a bit more time. I enjoyed the event and I enjoyed Nintendo's presence at E3. I thought it was great. But just take a bit more time. Like, they could have mentioned a couple more games as well. They could have mentioned Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, or whatever that game's called. They could have mentioned that. Another game is Devil's Third, which is coming out for the Wii U, and they didn't mention that game at E3 at all, and that game's coming out in August, so that's really not good for that game, because it either means that that game is fucked, or I don't know what it means, because like, that game looks awesome, so I don't understand why they didn't show it. And maybe it's having development issues or something, and they just don't want to show it at the event. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But I thought the event was great. Obviously, I thought it could have been better, but I don't really understand why people were so negative. Like, because at the end of the day, you have to understand the Wii U's failing. So why would they bring out a new Metroid game? Why would they bring out, why would they bring out all these games that you want, like Metroid? Metroid is the main point for me. Like, why would they bring that out on a failing system? Like, the Wii U has got less sales than the Dreamcast, which, fucking hell, that is that's an eye-opener for you right there, because the Dreamcast is in the same generation of consoles as the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360, Xbox original, sorry, and you do not think of the Dreamcast at all in that era, really, do you? So, like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I love the Wii U, and I'm going to continue buying games for it, but I can't blame them for not wanting to release a Metroid game they've worked hard on onto a system that's it's not going to get sales on at all. So there you go. One really good positive was the Amiibo that they announced. They announced a new wave of Amiibo for Smash Brothers. They announced
Fucking
an Animal Crossing line of Amiibo, and they also announced an 8-bit Mario sprite Amiibo for Super Mario Maker in 2 different colours. I mean, I thought I was done with Amiibo, but after E3, I'm at least going to be getting Duck Hunt Duo. I really want Tom Nook, the Animal Crossing Amiibo, and I also want the 8-bit Mario Amiibo as well. So, Amiibo, I have no complaints there. But yeah, that's my thoughts on E3. Do you have any other thoughts, Nick?
no, it's pretty much it.
This is a bit rambly, this video. I should have really like written down some of my thoughts and just like spewed them, but I thought Nintendo E3 was great. You know, as a Nintendo fan, I was happy with that. I can understand people's quandaries, but you know, just enjoy the games they make, and they've showed great things, but they've got a lot of proving to do now. Like that's the thing that I didn't really understand, is why not show us more? You know what I mean? Like, why not show us more of the Zelda? Why not show us more of the Metroid game? Because they're far along in development, so just show us more. You know what I mean? More, more, more.
Yeah.
Doesn't Mo Sizlak sing a version of that in The Simpsons, where he goes
Uh,
Mo,
I
Mo, Mo?
yes, I
Yeah.
think so, and I have to look that up in a bit.
Well, thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, leave your thoughts down in the description below, and
Subscribe.